Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little unique, and I'm bringing you 5 micro cap stocks under $5. So I've done some analysis and I've narrowed it down to the top 5 that I like going into the last part of July and into August. And obviously these are swing trades, so they will take some time to play out, but I wanted to put these guys on your radar. So let's dive right in. So the first one is BLNE Holdings. The ticker symbol is BLNE, and this is a Fintech company. So you can see on the screen, it's had some pretty insane price movement, all the way as high as about $90. It's had some splits, it's had some ups and downs, but here's where we're at today. So here's kind of what I'm seeing in the chart. So we have this down, descending, broadening wedge, right? As evidenced by this high pivot, this low pivot, and this high pivot here. Now you had some, I love that you had this price action. Let me show you this too. So you had some divergence, some bullish divergence here on the RSI, and you're putting in you put it in this rounded bottom, and now we have this bull flag, right? So we have this look right here, right? That, and with the bullish consolidation like so. So we have that and kind of like that, right? So this is maturing into a bullish flag pattern. So I'm going to just take that off right there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of consolidation. And what I don't like about this a lot is this big sell volume. But if you go into, let's show you this. If I show you the 4 hour, you can see we had some decent accumulation and a sell down into it. But yeah, that's the only thing that kind of really stands out. So what we'd be looking for here, I wouldn't jump in here. You could, but with a tight stop. But just know, it's not, it hasn't realized yet. So you're going to want to look for something like this if you're going to play this name. You're going to want to look for a breakout and a retrace, right? And then you'll have that. So that's really the opportunity here, is wait for that breakout. Now, will you lose, a 50 or 60% move? Yes, but will the probability be in your favor once that happens? It confirms and then it retraces? Yes. So this is the way to play it. So I wanted to put this one on your radar. Okay, the next one is Note, and Note is a technology AI enhanced company that focuses on global policy and marketing and market intelligence. So you can see this had a massive sell-off. It was high as about $12. And what I like about this one is the accumulation, these big green candles with very few red candles. So you could see all the way back to here in 2023, it sold off, came back down, kind of formed this bottom. And what I like about this is this could be a Wyckoff accumulation zone, and here is the spring. Right, so this might be the spring before the move. So if you're not familiar with Wyckoff accumulation, I would encourage you to look at it. In fact, I could probably put it on the screen real quick for you. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. And let's throw this on Wyckoff. Oops, sorry. Let's do this real quick. Okay, so I want to show you this, especially with the amount of time, right? So you kind of have this accumulation zone here, right? Kind of mirrors this, where you have your up, down movement, and then you have potentially what could be a spring. And the spring would look like this. This would put us in phase C. And phase C, we would have a move to the top of this range, which would be about $2. So that would be a nice move in and of itself, right? If we kind of go to this top of this range right here. And then you'd want to see bullish consolidation, and then boom, we're off to the races. So this is obviously pretty premature, but look at this accumulation here, and then you have your sell-off. So again, this could be the spring. We got above it. So here's kind of what we're looking for now. We got above it. We put in this. We definitely closed above it, but the problem is we have this doji, this high wick. So let me just raise that up. Yeah, so we didn't really get above it. We still closed inside it. So what you're going to want to look for here is, but you see this accumulation volume is nice. It's increasing. So what I like that, but you're going to want to see something like this before you get involved, and then boom. So I would wait for that. Something that gets us to about the 150-day moving average. We get confirmation. Once that confirms, you can enter safely, I would say, in the 78 range. So yeah, so this is the way to kind of play this one. RSI is looking good, a little oversold, getting oversold, so could potentially fly higher and then pull this off. So put this one on your radar, put it on your watch list, and yeah, take a look at that one. Keep this pattern kind of in your mind, but this one has some potential to have some pretty big moves, especially if it gets to the top and then it breaks out in the Wyckoff structure. Okay, so you have that one. The next one is Talk. Now Talk is a virtual behavioral healthcare company, and what I like about this one is kind of similar to the other. You have all this green accumulation. Now you do have these big red cells, but then you have these three here. So volume's looking pretty good. It's potentially forming a cup and handle pattern. So let me just draw this out for you guys. Let me show you what that looks like. You got the cup, and then you got the handle potentially here, right there. And what's nice about this one is you kind of have this bull flag. Kind of awkward. You kind of have this overthrow, but this still could be considered bullish consolidation. And you came back and you retraced 50%. So you have that there, right? So we're holding that. So you want to see that hold. And then ultimately you want to see what you really are looking for, much like the others. You can aggressively get in here with a tight stop under this range. So you'd be risking about 10% on this trade. So decent, really good risk reward ratio if you get in here. But the best way to play this is like the others. You're going to want to wait for a breakout. You're going to want to wait for a confirming candle, move back here to the neckline, and then off. And the reason you want that is because look at this, right? You don't want something like this where you get faked out. You never have a close above. You have all these red candles, and then you drop back down. So the way to properly play this, again, is wait for this cup and handle to fully develop, wait for the breakout, wait for the retrace, and then boom, you got your entry. Okay? All right, the fourth one up is BMRA. Now this company is a biomedical technology company, right? So you got this long decrease. I mean, it had some price movement really high, about 190. It had a reverse stock split here, but here's where we're at today, and this is why I like this one. So you had this range here, right? You had this kind of demand zone. So let me draw this on for you real quick. So you had this kind of demand zone here, and I'm going to draw this over. So had this lower demand zone, broke out, and you came back down, tested it, came back down, broke through it, but you're holding the median line. So I like that, the fact that you're holding the median line. That way to play this one would be to kind of go in here with a very, very tight stop. Again, you'd have a 10% risk profile on this. You'd want your stop under in this range right here, and yeah, this one could really take off. But that's the aggressive play, like the others. You still want the same thing. You want to break above this range with a confirming candle, and you want to see a retrace, and then you want to see that. So that's the entry point if you're going to play this one conservatively, and this is the one to put on your watch list. Okay, the very last one is ITER Pharma. So obviously it's a pharma company. It's a technology enhanced biotech company that focuses on therapy for fibrosis and inflammation. So similar look here. You kind of have this inverse head and shoulders, right? So let me just draw this one on for you real quick. You have the left shoulder. You have your head. And you have your right shoulder, right? So you have that kind of look right there. I'm going to put that right there. You had these fake outs here. However, you have definitely broken out. So you have, let me zoom into kind of where we're at today. I like this look a lot. You held the 150 day. You're well above that. you had this massive move up, and now you have, let me draw this out for you guys. I don't know why it's not doing that. Okay, here we go. So you have this flagpole, and then you have bullish consolidation in a channel here. Okay, right, so you have that, boom. So I like that look. That is a very, very nice look. It was kind of making its way to the top, and then it rejected. It's back to the median line, big volume. So, you know, could we see this one? I mean, this thing is likely going to do, well, two ways. It can kind of do this. So that's one path. The other path would be straight down to this area here, kind of retest. You know, it could hit here and even come back down. That would be the longer play, or it could just kind of go through and then do something like this, and then boom, or just kind of go through. So a couple different scenarios here. This thing does that sometimes. Okay, so a couple different scenarios there. Let me take that off, but you get the idea. Bullish consolidation, very mature flag pattern here. You have you know, a few weeks of consolidation off this move. So I like that one a lot. It hasn't even retraced and retested this this area here. So yeah, so that's the last one. I know I said 5 under 5. This one had, when I was researching it back here, I just had forgot to bring it to your guys' attention. But here we are today. It's even in a better look. You have this, like I said, you have this flagpole, you have this bullish consolidation, and I like this because it's already broken out. As long as we hold here, you know, this is the area to play it. So you could either kind of get in here with tight stops, or the other way to obviously play this is the breakout of your bull flag, and then take that breakout there on a confirming candle. So yeah, so those are your 5 micro stocks or micro cap stocks under $5. Put them on your radar. I think they obviously offer massive upside if you catch these things right. Yeah, if you like content like this, give me a like, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be bringing you all kinds of content. For those who already follow me, you know that we've been very successful over the past month of having this channel. We've had some really nice calls that have materialized in some really good profits. And I'm going to be doing some new things. So on Sunday, I'm bringing you guys the 3-banger every Sunday, which are going to be the 3 best plays going into the following week. And then we'll recap it on the next Sunday to see how we did. And then I'll release my next 3. I'll continue to do opportunities and find gems like this that are small caps, micro caps, especially as the rotations kind of happening into the IWM and some of these micro cap stocks. I think they could really catch fire, and I think they're primed for some really good upside. So all I ask in return for giving you this amazing content that's making everybody a lot of money, I know it because it's making me a lot of money, is a like, comment, subscribe, show the love, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. All right, take care, guys. Bye now.